we are here with Stephen Williams, longtime student, instructor, friend, and owner of the Lansing Mid-Michigan Academy of Martial Arts. I'm going to have him talk to you a little bit about his relationship with Sensei Dan Timlin. Steve?
Well, it started for me in December of 1984. I was looking for a school for him, and that was the school that I had in my mind to go to forever and ever since I was a kid, and I'd seen Bruce Lee do his thing. And then I had watched all of his movies and stuff like that, and I had somebody that had an understanding what that was about. And I said, okay, I'm going there, because nobody else was doing the things that Mr. Timlin was doing. And it's like, okay, I got to be a part of that. And unfortunately for me, I didn't get a chance to start until the first of the year, which was really, I think it was like we set it up as like we had Christmas vacation or something like that. The school was out, whatever, and school was closed for a week or so or something like that. And then I started in January. It was awesome. It's like everything that I ever thought I wanted to do, I kind of learned it right there. I mean, it was the place to go, and it's like, okay, I learned Wing Chun, because everybody that I knew that ever watched Bruce Lee movie, that there's a part of the Return of the Dragon where he like whoops up on Chuck Norris and he does his Wing Chun. It's like everybody was trying to do that. It's just, and somebody and Mr. Timlin was like one of the first ones. He showed me that we do this. I go, okay. I get it. I was grasping this. I want to do it. It's like I was Mr. Sponge. He started talking. I just started listening, and that's probably the best thing that he showed me. He showed me that he cared about what I wanted out of this martial arts experience, and he turned out to be one of the best friends that anybody can have in long term. And it's like, and it was genuine friendship, and I didn't have to concern myself with some places you can go and people can be just as fake as they want to be. He's just real as he wanted to be, and that's what I love about him the most. Because you're just real with me.
Yeah. What are some of your favorite memories that come to mind that you would like to share with everyone?
It was really funny. It's like a lot of people that I knew back when I started, they didn't want to be the test dummy but I did, because I guess I was more of a physical learner, so it was like easy. Okay, I'll do this. I want to know how this thing's gonna feel. It's like, okay, so it's like I would volunteer when everybody was like backing up. I would step forward, or either that, or was standing still, and they all backed up, left me in front of the two. And so I had a lot of fun with that. I learned faster that way, and I understood it better. And it's like all I wanted to do was learn something, write it down, and do my best way to describe what had just happened to me. And when we train it, it's like, okay, I get it. Repetitive motion. Now it's second hand. Now I have to concern myself with, do I understand it? I have it physically. It's like, may not remember what it's called, but I do. That's what it was for me. So I was like, I had a lot of fun with that. And one of the best memories I had a couple of them. We were doing a seminar, and Mr. Timlin used me as that test dummy, and he says, "Come, you stand in front of me. I want to show the class something." And I was like, "Okay, I'm all for it." Yeah. And so he says, "I got one by fighting stance," and next thing you know, I was counting singling titles, trying to figure out how I got there. What he had done to me, he swept me to the floor. I mean, he did spinning leg sweep, and I'm on the floor. My feet are in the air, and my hands are. And I'm just saying, how did I get here from where I was at? It's okay. That was fun. Everybody that was there, they going, ooh, ooh. But I'm going, ah. It was funny though. But I enjoyed it because I understood it. I couldn't physically do that myself at that time, but I would understand what that was about.
Right.
And the next one was, I think it was at the same seminar. He asked me to come charge at him. This is okay. That's this foolish. This guy wouldn't really knowing it. But I, of course, I'm going to do and follow those directions. I ran at him. And next thing you know, I was flying through the air. And it was almost like, it's surreal. It was like slow motion. It was flying through the air. And I'm glad we had a lot of mats piled up, because we had a bunch of them piled up. And I'm like 15 feet away from him. I'm laying on my back going, okay, I'm not going to even ask how I got there, but just please don't ask me to do it again. But it was a lot of fun. That part of it was fun. I understood, and I learned the most. I love the fact that Mr. Timlin was not afraid to be hands-on and show you exactly what it took. You know, and probably one of the things he showed me and with our philosophy, it was, you know, a goal setter is a goal getter. It was like, okay. It took me a minute, because that was one of the things that I never was taught growing up.
Yeah. Setting
goals and achieving goals and how to get them. And that was probably the best thing, is when we really changed it, what we were about. I think that was the time. It's like, okay, we want people to understand, it's got to be more than just a fighter. I mean, because you're not going to fight every day.
Right.
Hopefully.
Right.
But, you know, you can set goals every day. So that was the easy part. And once I got that part down, and I learned how to be an achiever, which was even better, because there's a lot of things in my life that I didn't, I never would have thought I was able to do. You kind of instilled and helped me with that. It's like when I got my first chance to assist a class or take over a class, that was probably the most exciting time for me. It's like, oh, I get to express myself, and it's like, okay, he helped me be able to, as far as get in front of the class and express myself physically as well as verbally. It's like, okay, that was not my forte, but it was like, I can do the physical part, and then I'll explain it. That's something else, okay? But that was probably the coolest part about doing that, is learning how to be in front of people and tell them how you basically you show or express your love for the martial arts, you know, doing it physically. It was really cool, and I never forget it. It's like, I never thought I'd like be in that position to do that, and still I got an opportunity. I said, okay, and I just kind of roll with it. This is so cool. And then I understood why later on, like so many people, you know, wanted to do that. Yeah. But I was one of the first ones to say, okay.
Yeah, that's true. You were. Absolutely. That's very true. Mm-hmm. So those are pretty good memories, Steve. Is there any you just said kind of goal setting and stuff like that for achieving and so forth. Is there any other life lessons that you kind of carry forth and you share with anybody in your life that you learned from Sensei Timlin?
Yeah, let me think about that one. Well, I think probably the characteristics, you know, is, you know, maybe he told me one time, he says, you know, people don't want to know how much you know. They want to know how much you care. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's true everywhere. I mean, I don't care what you're trying to explain to somebody. You don't care how smart you are. You care about what's happening to me now.
Right.
And he was always be able to display that and show me that. Mm-hmm. And after he said it, I understood it even more so. It's like, you're the smartest person in the room. If you don't care about the progress of the people that are on the floor, it doesn't matter.
Right.
Because they're not going to get it. So
absolutely.
That's what he did.
That's a good one. That's a really good one. Anything you want to wrap up with that you'd like to maybe say, or anything you'd like to end our interview with?
Well, Timlin wound up being one of my closest friends. You know, I said it before. He was always the wiser younger brother. I mean, he wasn't beyond his years, and he was ahead of his time when he decided to do what he did here in Lansing. Nobody was doing it. Everybody wanted to be there, but some of them didn't have the guts to go and go out and get it and do what they want, do what they love to do.
Yes.
When you love something that you love what you do, it's not work.
Right.
So And when you think about it, it's like, okay. And he was the epitome of love for the martial arts. He displayed it every time he had a chance.
Yep, absolutely. All right. Well, I'm glad that you had an opportunity to share some of your history with everyone, and we will be doing more podcasts. And again, if there's anything you'd like to end with, other than that, it's up to you. We can end it now. It's up to you.
Well, I tell you, I love and miss my brother. That's all I can tell you. I mean, that's the true statement. And he's always going to have a special place in my heart. So in my mind, I'm good.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Steve. I appreciate it. This edition of the StoryCorps podcast of the oral history and memories of Daniel Timlin was produced by the Mid-Michigan Academy of Martial Arts, producer Tammy Timlin, and edited by Ricky Caldwell.